So this is a little update. I'm going to throw a bunch of stuff in here, but yesterday we took this out for a flight and it did pretty good. One of the things that was different obviously is the throttle control, which anybody that has one of the new H upgrades, which is the height altitude, their transmitter is just like that. When I went ahead and put this on the ground and you go ahead and hit the throttle once, it spins up, but it doesn't actually take enough thrust to move the model, and then you hit it again and it jumps up. And I described that yesterday in that post-flight 5x5 video, which was pretty much the end of the day after taking the original board out of there and putting the upgraded one that I got online. You can find that board either on AliExpress or Banggood and just do spare parts or replacement board for the X8WH or X8HW. And it worked real good. One of the things that you have to know when you're landing, I think is important, is the disarm. And I think that that's the way that I'm going to land it, is I'm going to hover it, bring it in, and then just drop it, and I'm going to practice that. I got yesterday an altimeter, which I'm going to put on there. It's an Este Altimeter. They're about $30. You can put it obviously anywhere, but it does have a little power switch right there and then a function switch. And we're going to be mounting this in the model somehow. I'm going to make it so that a video camera can see it, but I just wanted to introduce that and let you guys see online if you can get that. I also got a spare power cable, which I'm going to suss out kind of what I can use that for. On the bottom of these models, they all have this little jack, and it all has little function capabilities as well as power. You can see that little three-prong plug right there. It has a signal coming out of there because the X5, which this is a case for, it had some situations where it had a photo camera trigger, and I know that because I have an X11 and it has that feature, and it uses this button up for photo and down for video. So there's some kind of a trigger switch that I'm interested in using. I don't know how I'm going to use it, but I'm also going to modify this. This is my favorite toy. Painless 360 really drives it home that you need to buy these little $20 models before you take this out. And he's right, you need the brain to hand connections, and it's weird. The first time you start flying these little guys, your brain's going to hurt. But what I want to do is take something that came for free out of the X8W that I got, which is a little Wi-Fi camera, and the heaviest part of this is this cable. And if you look, there's definitely, power, ground, and something else. I don't know what the trigger does here, but maybe it's just sitting there. But I am going to use that, and I think that the X11 is going to fit good on there, and that's going to make a great FPV flyer. I got a VR box set of glasses that I'm going to use, and those were only $8. The other thing that I'm going to be working on is using the case from my old model, which this had the Wi-Fi camera I just showed you, which actually had this case. So I got two cases. I got this case, which is from where'd it go? Oh, there it is. This camera, which I think is a 5 series, and this obviously won't work, but this combination somehow with the smaller transmitter is going to go into this and just fit up underneath there, and it's going to come off real easy. So that's kind of why I'm looking at this. I may need to step up to make this whole thing work. It doesn't have to be a long distance transmitter, so I know there's some lesser voltage cameras and transmitters that I'm going to look at, really tiny stuff, but this will definitely be back in action as a functional 5.8 gigahertz park flyer setup right here. The other thing I was talking about was sticking this inside the model too, and there's some really good position in a lot of areas inside this, and that's one of the benefits of the X8 chassis, is how protective it is, how much room is in there, and when you open it up you'll be like, wow, there's really not a lot in there, and there really isn't. You could put so much stuff in here. You could put extra batteries. You could, if you go on Painless 360, he has a great how to create batteries in series and parallel. You could literally engineer this and store and create battery cells up in here and distribute the weight. There's so much stuff you can do, and those are just some of the ideas that I've been having since I got started on this. But this is a fun little toy. It's the easiest way I found that I could prove that I wasn't above 400 feet. It stores 10 flights, takes the highest altitude, okay, definitely check this out. The Este Altimeter. Boom. 29 bucks. I was like, yeah, I want one of those. Oh, prop balancer. Guys, get one of these, okay? Go online. It takes a lot of the wobble out. I hear people talking about the wobble. That takes the wobble out. It creates a flat, even platform where things that spin when they're out, it's just like a dryer. It's doing this. If you create a flat platform, that's what that does. They're cheap. It's fun. You may destroy a couple not doing it right, but once you do it, it'll fly much better. So those are some of the ideas that I'm having today, and I hope that helps you guys. If anybody has any advice on some of the things on this board that we can do, or maybe what that trigger does, or how voltage is, or anything like that, that you can give me some advice. I'm going to obviously be hitting this with a voltmeter and plugging this in and hitting that with a voltmeter and trying to figure out kind of how I can make this all work. But anybody that has anything that they've done, or you've seen a video of somebody else doing it, definitely. I am not the expert. I'm just an idea guy trying to make it all work. Have a good day.